IVM.
Hello one, hello all, welcome to the Diary of the Traveling Professor. And I'm Siddharth Deshmukh, your friendly neighborhood traveling professor himself. This diary entry of mine is about a strange phrase that has become quite a catchphrase. It's called the new normal, and I'm kind of wondering whether it's factually correct. I'd rather call it the new abnormal. You know what I mean? It's not normal to be doing Zoom meetings instead of actually going out and meeting people. It's not normal to be not going out in restaurants. It's not normal. And so we are just trying to make peace with it and calling it the new normal. But actually it's kind of abnormal because our society, all of us, we're just not used to it. We're trying to kind of use it like a coping mechanism, this catchphrase of ours. So I'd rather call this the new abnormal. It's going to stay with us for some time and might as well make peace with it and try to figure out what's really happening because of this new abnormal. I see a few trends and I just wanted to share those trends with you. The first trend that I see is that everybody knows the actual nature and amount of your work that you're doing in your family. Right? So there are no excuses for, I got work over the weekend, or, I got to stay, late at work. Actually, what's happening is that we can't stand not being at work. We can't stand not being out and about, perhaps a lot of us. And therefore, it actually means that we want to belong to a tribe. We like that whole feeling of connection that human beings like to feel. And it's a very odd feeling that. And we can't really explain it. If we have to boil it down to things, we can do our tasks and our work and our activity, and perhaps we are going to be more effective and efficient at it. But there's a big loss, and that loss is the sense of lack of tribe behavior that we all enjoy. Actually, funnily enough, that leads me to what really is happening in our minds. We are now becoming individuals first. What does that mean? It means wearing a mask, okay, keeping social distancing, okay, making sure that we try to hoard or not hoard essential supplies, making sure that we take care of ourselves and our families first. All of that is individualistic behavior. Now, I'm not condemning it. I'm actually saying that that is very natural, but that is the new abnormal. We are not really reaching out to people and, forming new connections and the rest of it. I think we've put that on pause. And therefore, I think one of the biggest trends that we are going to see in the coming future is about being individualistic, okay, and not being tribal. Also, another thing would be a very interesting phenomenon to look at, and that is the whole phenomenon of forming new tribes. What do I mean by that? Well, these tribes will be connected by your self-interest. So if you're interested in books, if you're interested in movies, if you're interested in the rest of it, and I'm sure Pinterest has done a lot of research on this, and therefore Pinterest exists. But the whole deal is that we are all going to form new tribes as we socially distance ourselves in the real world. We are going to use the virtual world to form new tribes because we can't stay away from it, right? Remember the first thing that I spoke about? The actual nature and amount of work that you're doing and the fact that you're missing going out and meeting your fellow co-workers. Well, there you go. We're going to form new tribes, and these new tribes or new tribes are going to be based around our interests. And again, they're going to form a very interesting trend that we can observe. The last thing that I'd like to say is that the new abnormal is also about some people smelling blood. You know what I mean? These guys have seen new opportunities. Okay, it connects with being individualistic. So you've seen new opportunities. You've seen new abilities to, kind of maximize your advantage over others. You've found out new ways of being creative. You've found out new ways of, being effective, and new ways of making money, and new ways of, making yourself more powerful. And all of that is great and good. But perhaps some of us would be smelling blood a little too much because the whole individualistic plus opportunistic behavior is going to take its toll on the rest of us. So my recommendation to all of you souls who have smelt blood is excellent. Do something about it, but also give back value to that society that you are distanced from. Because the new abnormal is the new abnormal for some time. Then we are probably going to have the new normal when society reformulates and rejigs itself. It's going to take some time. It might take a year, it might take 2 years. But I think human beings, like elephants, have long memories. So we will reward the people, the relationships, the brands, the working experiences that have stood us well in these trying times. And so therefore, I really wish that we navigate this new abnormal well. I'm just sharing these trends with you. I hope you like them in this diary entry of mine. And if you like this diary entry of mine, well, there are many more to come. And if you like podcasts like these, there's many more on the IVM Podcasts app, or go to ivmpodcast.com. If you like the lighter side, then I'm always up on Instagram stories, and you can always follow me on LinkedIn as who else, but the Traveling Professor. Stay safe.
I hope you enjoyed that show. We'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money. So we had a really interesting week on the network. Definitely check out some of the shows that came out there. We had interesting episodes on Cyrus Says, Advertising is Dead, Filter Coffee Podcast, Agla Station Adulthood, Mr. and Mrs. Binge Watch, Pesa Vesa. All of these shows had some really, really cool guests on, and there were some really good episodes out there. Do check them out. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. Thanks, and please do keep listening.
Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Don Bradman, and now Cyrus Brocha. Okay, probably not in the right company. I mean, Don Bradman is Australian. But it's called Cyrus Says, a wonderful show about everything. Find the show on the IVM Podcast app, ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts.